Joining me now, Karol Markowicz, New York Post columnist and proud Florida resident. Karol, good to see you. Why?
Thanks, Deacon. Nice to see you.
Why?
Why are they extending it?
Yes.
Because they can, right? It's like they have all the power and they are using it. And it's amazing to watch the absolute silence from the left, from the media, from all the people that should be speaking up about this. Where's the ACLU and saying this is an unacceptable use of power? This is not the way our government's supposed to be run. They're not allowed to just keep extending the emergency that no longer exists. And they do it in such a calculated way so, for example, student loans don't need to be paid, but the program that allows us to send back people who cross the border illegally it was there due to COVID, that no longer is allowed. So it's very telling that they use it for political gain and nobody calls them out on it, or nobody on the left at all calls them out on it.
Right. You mentioned the moratorium on making student loan payments, which was extended yet again. I think it's been going on at least 35 months, and it was extended again because the Biden administration is fighting the complete forgiveness of student loans for some borrowers in front of the Supreme Court. But it's actually it's extended through at least the middle of the year because, again, the burden of COVID. But it's actually worse than just the moratorium on making payments. There's a moratorium on the accrual of interest on these loans. So when you defer a loan with no interest accrual, the loan is declining in real value. It's inflating away a person's debt. It's declining in real value by the inflation rate. So literally, this debt is disappearing because the interest is not accruing on it. And that's for rich people. That is for rich people with graduate degrees, doctors, lawyers, investment bankers, you name it. So this is part of the scheme behind this, it's still an emergency.
Right, and it makes no sense because the one bright spot of the Biden economy, where there's not that many bright spots, is that unemployment's very low. That means everybody's working and that they can be paying their student loans. What happens if we hit a recession and they stop working? What happens if unemployment spikes? What happens if this whole house of cards that the Biden administration has built falls apart? Well, I don't want to find out, so I would rather they be able to start paying those loans back at a time when they're actually employed and take it from there.
I do want to correct myself. So the airlines got $54 billion in direct payments, and they got a few billion after 9/11, and about a quarter of that, I think, has to be paid back, but only a quarter of it. It's about 26% they have to repay. But can you imagine, that's like 3 times the annual budget for the Federal Aviation Administration. It's just astonishing. And now the airlines are cutting flights to a lot of cities. Not sure how they get away with that. So again, that's the hideous, vomitous marriage of government and private business. Karol, speaking of when government doesn't like what private business is doing, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reigniting the fight to end Disney World's self-governing powers. Tell me more about what your governor is doing with Disney.
So speaking of vomitous marriages, I think wokeness and corporations have a really loving one. And what I think Governor DeSantis has done here is said, if you want to be a political player, you're going to be treated like one. If you want to be involved in politics, you're going to have to lose some political battles. And that's what's happening here. So many moments during the last year of being a Floridian, I've been proud of my governor. And I think something like this, where he continues to stand strong on something he said he was going to do, and to fight back against a woke corporation that thought they were going to try to get involved in policies that affect Florida children. I really appreciate that, and I like the way that he handles things. So I don't know. For everybody living in states without competent governors, Florida welcomes you.
They do. Well, you ought to be careful about welcoming everybody, because you Like, you don't want some people bringing their politics down there. Right. Don't bring your insanity.
That's right. But look,
with you.
Yes. But Floridians always worry about that. But look, this last election, DeSantis won by 20 points. I think the proof is there that it's the sane, rational, normal people moving here for a better way of life. And they're not trying to change anything. They like what Florida's got going on, and they want to be a part of it.
I'd live there if I could. I'd move right on down there. If only I had some say-so. Karol, great to see you, always.
Good to see you, Dakin.
And I didn't bring up Randy Weingarten because we could talk for days about her. But she doesn't deserve our attention. How about that? Karol Markowicz, you're the best.